Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Dr. Shaheena Rasool, Assistant Professor Education, IISc Srinagar. Today in this session, we will learn about measurement and evaluation. So far as the measurement is concerned, we have the great experts who have talked about this measurement. As stated by E.L. Thorndike, whatever exists in the world, it exists in some quantity. So we can say that measurement deals with how much. Measurement involves the process of quantification. As stated by J.P. Guilford, measurement is the assignment of numerals to objects or events according to certain rules. As stated by James M. Bradfield, measurement is the process of assigning symbols to the dimension of phenomena in order to characterize the status of phenomenon as precisely as possible. So, the Encyclopedia of Educational Research explains measurement in more refined terms. To measure means to observe or to determine the magnitude of a variant. So, the measurement is concerned with the act of measuring. Measurement takes place when we obtain a score. Measurement can be defined as a score that shows the amount of something, that shows the quantity of something. So, measurement is giving a numerical value to an attribute of an object. We can say that the process or the operation performed on the physical world where we can quantify the individual's personality, individual's attributes, individuals' habits and skills. For example, when we are talking about individual's personality, we can assess the personality by using various tests. For example, we can assess the personality and we can measure the score, and then we can say that somebody is having such personality characteristics, like one is covert in nature, other is shy, or other is overt in his activities. So, another example is that the particular attribute pertaining to something we can measure. Likewise, we can say that somebody is coming to school regularly, we can measure that very attribute, so we can check or measure his attendance. Likewise, we can say the habits. We can also say that when we measure the score, that who is the early riser, who is the late riser, and above all, we can also say that this measurement, we can measure the different skills. Then the student's score in a particular test or examination. Then we can assess and measure the weight, we can measure the area, we can measure the mass, we can measure the length, we can measure the volume and the area of the objects. So, we can say that measurement, it helps us to obtain the information, or we can say that it helps us to get the data in a quantitative form. The information collected about the attributes of the things can be determined and it can be differentiated also. Then we can say what should be the nature of measurement. We can say that measurement is quantitative in nature. Why? Because it is pertaining to some score. It is objective also because it represents the facts. Because we are measuring some score, we are giving some numerical value to any object. Then we can say that measurement is also precise and it is exactly stated. Whatever we get the score from the measurement, that should be accurate because it is free from any sort of error. Then the measurement, it is reliable also because we know when we pertain some of the measures of the scores or the numerical value to any variant, then there should be that should be reliable and in good quality. Likewise, we can say that whatever scores, whatever numerical values we are getting, that are valid. That means that are correct. Then what are the functions of measurement? So there are three main functions of measurement. The first one is the prognosis function, the second one is the diagnosis function, and the third one is research. Now the first one. The prognosis function. It tells us about the differences among the pupils' performance. It also helps us to select, to classify the students and promote them to other grade. It also helps us in identifying the weaknesses of the students. That pertains to the diagnosis function of measurement. Then the research. Here, what the thing is that it helps us to verify the hypothesis that we have formulated. Then the aim and the purpose of measurement. We are doing the measurement in order to get the numerical value, in order to get some score in a particular attribute. That means it helps us to know the capabilities, it helps us to know the capacities of students. Measurement also helps us to know the progress of the students. Measurement helps us to carry out research because we are getting the data on different variables while conducting some research in any field. Then this measurement helps us to make the effective planning in the whole system of education. Now the measurement scales. Broadly, the measurement scales are classified into 4 categories. The first one is the nominal scale, the second one is the ordinal scale, the third one is the interval scale, and the fourth one is ratio scale. Now, what this nominal scale is? Generally, nominal scale is used for labeling different variables. It helps us to recognize a particular group. In nominal scale, there is no quantitative value or it is having no numerical significance. So, we can say that when there is no numerical significance, then we can classify this as the least powerful level, the nominal scale, because it is qualitative rather than quantitative. We are only labeling the groups. For example, which country you belong. The options may be the particular person may belong to different country. He can say, for example, India, Pakistan, China. The another is marital status. One can be married or unmarried. Or we can give the example of nominal scale like this, that what is your gender? Maybe in the category of male, maybe in the category of female, maybe in the category of third gender. Or we can also use another example like what is the color of your eyes? What is the color of your hair? So the answers may be, we can categorize different individuals, that one is having black hair, one is having brown hair, another is having blue eyes, like that. So, or what should be your religious preference? Whether it may be Islam, whether it may be Hinduism, or it can be Buddhism as well. Then we will talk about the second scale, that is the ordinal scale. Here we can say that this ordinal scale, it is concerned with measures of non-numeric concepts. Satisfaction, happiness, discomfort, ranking, socio-economic status are the examples. For example, one can be happy, or there can be another order, that is the unhappy, or he can be very happy. Likewise, how much we are satisfied with our work. The first one can be very unsatisfied, somewhat satisfied, somewhat unsatisfied, or very satisfied. That means we can say we give order to certain things. In a classroom, when we conduct some test, we can say the individual is having the first rank, the second rank, the third rank, and so on and so forth. Likewise, we can assign ranks to the individuals in a race, first position, second position, third position. Likewise, we can say that whether a person is belonging to socio-economic status, whether he can be poor, he can be rich, or he can belong to a middle family. So these are nothing but they come under this ordinal scale. Then the third one is the interval scale. Interval scale are numeric scales which is where we know the exact difference between the values in addition to the order. Here space in between the values is known. We can see the difference between the values. Interval scale is related to the space between the two variables. That means there should be equal space in between. Here we will understand this with the help of taking one example regarding the Celsius temperature. 50 degrees and 30 degree difference is 20, because we know 50 minus 30 is 20. Here the difference is 20. And same when we talk about the 60 and 40 degrees temperature. Here again the difference is same, that means 60 minus 40, it is 20 degrees. We can take another example of time. Here the difference between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. is 1 hour. It is same as in case of 8 p.m. and 7 p.m. or 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Here the difference is also the same. Then we can talk about this ratio scale where we are having the absolute 0. Here exact value between the units in addition to name and order will be there. For example, somebody's length is when we measure some length of the door, we can say it is 5 meters and 3 centimeters. So we can say that here we are representing the actual amount of variables. We can say he is having the weight of 40 kgs and some grams. So here we can say this ratio scale, it is the most precise scale of measurement. Then the next important thing here, we are going to tell you that it is regarding the evaluation. As all of us know that evaluation is very important part of our daily life, or when we talk about the teaching learning process, it is the integral component of our teaching and learning. So when we define evaluation, we can say that it is an integral part of educational program. Quality education always depends on quality evaluation, because it is only evaluation where we can say that we can bring about the necessary changes in our teaching strategies, in our methods of teaching, in the tools of and the techniques of evaluation as well. So in education it is very important, because with the help of evaluation, a teacher can judge the growth of the students, their change in behavior, and we can say that we can also check the effectiveness of teaching, whether the teacher has been successful in achieving the desired goals, whether the teacher has become successful in the teaching learning process, whether the learning has taken place, whether the teaching has become successful or not. As stated by National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2000, it observes that teaching for successful learning cannot occur without high quality evaluation. So there is entirely the dire need of tools and techniques of evaluation in our education system. Then the education whole process rests on the three pillars. The first one is the method of teaching, the second one is the curriculum, the third one is the evaluation. So all of us know what the method pertains to. How a teacher is going to teach in the classroom, what sort of methods, what sort of tools, what sort of audiovisual aids, what sort of the techniques and the different strategies he is going to use in the classroom is the method. This is the weapon, this is the tool in the hands of a teacher. So another pillar on which education rests is our curriculum. Any activity that is going on in the educational process comes under this category, that is the curriculum. So we can say then the third pillar on which our education rests is the evaluation technique. Then its derivative meaning, the word evaluation, it is derived from the word valuer, which means to be worth. So we can say that with the help of evaluation, we can make the judgments about the individual's performance, we can make achievements, we can see how we can go successful in achieving our desired goals. So evaluation, it is concerned with the process of deciding the value of something, because we can make decisions, we can take right decisions at the right time, we can make judgment on the basis of evaluation. So evaluation helps us to understand to what extent teaching learning goals have been achieved. It is a decision-making process regarding the design and the implementation of teaching strategies in educational system. So we can say that this evaluation, what it is the systematic process of collecting, it is the systematic process of analyzing and interpreting the information in determining the extent to which the pupils are achieving instructional objectives. So why do we need this evaluation? We need evaluation in order to know about the progress of the students. So we can say that we need evaluation to plan the whole educational program. We need evaluation to know the pupils in detail, their capacities, their interests, their capabilities in different fields. So we need evaluation to improve our teaching and learning. So we need evaluation to form the values of judgment. So when we have gone through in this discussion what is measurement and what is evaluation, now we are able to differentiate between the two things, that is the measurement and the evaluation. So we will make the comparison between the two things. First one is the measurement and the second one is evaluation. As we know that measurement, it deals with some scores, with some numerical value, so we can say that it is quantitative. In comparison to it, we can say that evaluation, it is qualitative, where we see the performance, where we take the decisions and make the judgment regarding the performance of the students. Likewise, we can say that measurement, it is concerned with how much, and in comparison to the measurement, we can say that evaluation is concerned with how good or how well we are doing, because we know that it is concerned with getting the changes in our teaching learning process. Then measurement, it is limited to quantitative testing, but in case of evaluation, it goes beyond the testing and beyond the measurement, where we have to take care of the grading system, where we have to take care of other things also. So evaluation is not a part of measurement, and measurement, it is part and parcel of evaluation. So we can say that measurement is having the limited scope, while as evaluation is wider in scope. Then there are types of evaluation. First one is the formative evaluation and second one is the summative evaluation. Now, first of all, we will discuss about the formative evaluation. Formative evaluation is the evaluation which the term this formative is coined by Scriven in 1967. It is that evaluation which gathers the information for the purpose of improving instruction. For example, a teacher is teaching in the classroom and he can get immediate feedback from the students when he is probing different questions regarding the subject matter, regarding the content of that very day. Then he can get the immediate feedback whether his teaching strategies, whether the method of teaching, whether the tools he are using are up to the mark and they are according to the content, according to the subject matter which he is teaching. Likewise, he can get the feedback and he can improve his teaching as well. So we can say that this formative evaluation, it is carried out before the program comes to an end. That is what I told you, that during the instruction, during the interactive phase of the teaching, when the teacher is teaching, he can go for formative evaluation where he will come to know about his own instructions, what he is giving to the students in the classroom. So this formative evaluation, it provides the feedback to both the student and the teacher regarding the success and failure of learning, because the teachers will come to know whether they are successful in getting their goal of teaching, whether they are effectively teaching in their classroom, what sort of changes they can make, and likewise students will also come to know whether they have got something or not, whether learning has taken place or not. Then we have the summative evaluation. This is the second type of evaluation. It is that type of evaluation that is given at the end of the course or unit. We can say summative evaluation, it is the method to judge the worth of curriculum at the end of the syllabus. That means we can say that the summative evaluation, it focuses on the outcome. Summative evaluation, it determines the extent to which the instructional objectives have been met. For example, the teacher is taking the class tests, or he is taking the examination at the end of the semester, at the end of completion of his syllabus. That is included in the summative evaluation, because here we are getting the result of the students. We are here evaluating the students on the basis of their performance. That means any activity, any sort of evaluation that is done at the end of the program is included in the summative evaluation. Thank you to all.